Hi, I'm Lola and this video is going to be all about my sewing plans in 2026. I've never really been intentional about my sewing. I've been sewing for a really long time, but I've never kind of taken time to think about what I'm going to sew in advance. Sewing is just a skill that I kind of utilise as and when I need it. So I think the last major thing that I sewed for myself was when I went to my friend's sister's wedding. I needed an outfit to wear and I just couldn't really find anything kind of out there on the high street, ASOS. So I just decided that I'd sew myself something. I think I ended up sewing right until like the night before of the wedding. But that's just very on brand for me. That's the kind of sewing that I do. So I've never really been the kind of person to sit down and plan ahead or kind of think about like a capsule wardrobe or any kind of wardrobe, to be honest. So this will be the first year that I do that, and I'm really excited about it. The other day I did a major haul of fabric. I might show you some, but there's a lot here. So I have a huge pile and a few big bags. I went to Rainbow Fabrics in London, in North London. They had an amazing sale on, and so I visited their website. I visited their warehouse and picked out a ton of fabric. I think it's a pretty bad idea to buy fabric sort of speculatively. It's kind of best to buy fabric when you know what you need it for, but I am trying to be a bit more intentional in terms of actually making things for myself. And so I wanted to pick out some fabric that I liked, and I had a loose idea of what I would be making with things as I picked it up. As I'm talking, I'll try and show some things on screen just so you can see the vibe that I'm going for. One thing that I don't wear very often is trousers, and that's mainly because of my body shape and just finding things that are comfortable and fit properly that I don't have to alter. So I tend to avoid trousers where possible. From sewing, I've kind of figured out that the back half of my body is one size and the front half of my body is another size, which obviously makes buying trousers very awkward unless they're like stretch jeans and things like that. So this year I want to get really intentional about learning how to make myself a really great pair of jeans and just kind of like wide leg or barrel shaped trousers. So that's really high on the list, and I got quite a few fabrics that I'm sort of looking at exploring that avenue with. I think it's the falconer pants. I think they're by Helen's Closet, I'm not sure. I'll put them on screen. I recently bought that pattern. I say recently, it was a couple of months ago. I bought it because it was on sale, and I know that I had the thought of wanting to make a pair of jeans for myself and kind of fit them properly. So I bought it when it was on sale and kind of just left it. I haven't done anything with it. So this year I definitely want to make a 12 from the pattern and then make any adjustments that I need to, and yeah, just make myself a really nice pair of jeans or lightweight trousers. It might end up being both, to be really honest. I think once I've perfected the pattern I will probably continue to make whatever I want out of it, but I think because I've never had a really great pair of trousers or a really great pair of jeans, I am really keen on using this year to better my skills and find great patterns that I can adapt to my body and get a really good fit from. I think I also really want to make some really cute coords. Thinking about it, I probably only have a few in my wardrobe. I'm just trying to think of the ones that I have, and I haven't made any for myself before. Firstly, because of the trouser issue, so I don't really tackle trousers. I've never sewn a fly zip before, and that just looks really scary and intimidating to me. I think once I kind of like read through instructions, maybe watch a video, I'll be able to get the hang of it, but just looking at one inside a pair of jeans or inside a pair of trousers really scares me. So that's why I've never really kind of delved into coords, but this year definitely want to make a few really cute coords. I've seen some nice tops. I really love the Ganni style tie front tops. I've made a few of them. The ones that I've made so far have been based on a Veronica Tucker dress pattern, and although I like it, it did take quite a bit of adapting, and there's probably a few too many steps in it for my liking. So I think kind of just drafting my own that's a bit more to my spec. I want something that has a bit more of a v-neck as opposed to the sort of square neckline. So coords with perhaps trousers and a tie front top. I love ruffles. I absolutely love ruffles. So ruffled collars or ruffled sleeves, ruffled ankle cuffs. I think it was Christmas 2024. I made matching pajamas for me and 2 of my really good friends. We were supposed to kind of have a get together and we were all supposed to wear them at the same time, but life happened and that never kind of like came to fruition. So I ended up just giving them to them and just saying, wear them whenever you want. But I really loved making those, and it's a set that I absolutely love now. The only thing is that I made it out of a cotton poly blend, and I think it's probably a bit more polyester than it is cotton. So for me, I try to avoid polyester as much as possible. I feel like it's kind of impossible to cut it out completely if you're buying clothes from the high street these days. But yeah, I really loved making them. I enjoy wearing them. So again, perfecting that pattern and just making more. The trouser pattern was just a pajama bottom pattern, so I would want to make something that wasn't so loungy and could be worn out. I also have a bit of an obsession with sort of cropped jackets, like something that I could throw over this dress. Love. Absolutely love. So I've looked at a few patterns and I've seen, I think it's the Elodie jacket by, I think it's Tint of Mint. I think it's a really gorgeous jacket, and so I'm going to attempt, I haven't bought that pattern yet, but I will attempt it. And I have some fabric in here that's like a boucle, and I was thinking that I could make like a Chanel inspired like cropped jacket, which I think would be amazing. I found another one as well. This is by Sophie Schnur. I hope I'm saying that right. My fabric is quite a bit different, but I love how this looks. I love the boxy fit. I love the pockets. It's very much my vibe. I'll have to have a look on the website just to see the closure. I'm guessing it's snaps, or maybe, yeah, I'm gonna go with snaps. I can't see that it's a zip, but yeah, I really like that, and that's something again that I have on my list. And one thing about me is that I absolutely love dresses. You will catch me in a dress most of the time. I really want to just build my collection of me-made dresses. I have a few dresses that kind of have like a homemade vibe to them. So whenever I wear them, people are like, oh, did you make that? And sadly, I'm just like, no, I didn't. So kind of going back to the crop jacket, I have a few dresses that are sort of ribbed jersey with just like a plain cotton. So they're just kind of like tank top, like tank strap. Am I saying that right? I'll put it in so you get what I'm saying, because it's midnight and my words are failing me. But yeah, it's kind of like a tank top with a skirt attached with a little jacket is absolutely my vibe. Like I love that for like spring, summer, early autumn. That's 100% the kind of things that I like to wear. I don't really tend to buy a lot of knits, so making those kind of dresses isn't really out of my range in terms of what I can sew, but it's just things that I don't tend to sew because I'm not someone that tends to buy a lot of knits. I buy more woven fabrics. So for the skirt part, I probably have quite a few fabrics that would work, but for the top part of the dress, I don't. I think it was by a Instagrammer called What Abby Makes. She made a shirred dress, did a tutorial of how she shirred a dress, and I've seen a few inspirations that look a little bit similar. I know some people shirr now without the kind of like shearing elastic. There's like other techniques that you can use that use like wider elastic. So I'm thinking of utilizing some of my wovens, because I have a lot, some of my wovens and like fake shirring to do the top. I feel like I'm rambling, so I hope I really make sense with that. Ever since I had my daughter, my sewing is mainly for her and her dolls. I don't really sew for myself a lot anymore. So part of the reason that I'm doing this video and trying to get back into sewing a bit more is because I want to be kind of selfish and sew some more things for myself. That being said, I do make bags, and so I make and sell bags, and so some of the fabric that I have bought is because I want to experiment a lot with more fabrics for my bags this year, release more bag patterns. My aim is to release 2 accessories patterns every month, along with some other patterns, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So I have got a lot of fabrics here that I wouldn't necessarily wear, but I think would make great bags. But as much as I do want to be selfish, not all of the sewing will be for me. There will be quite a bit for my daughter as well. So I do have fabrics here that are either for her or for the two of us, and I'm thinking like matchy. She really loves when I make her things, which is really sweet and really cute. It really warms my heart. So I do want to do a good amount of sewing for her, so she has got lots of little bits. One thing that I've never really sewn, even though I've bought quite a few patterns, is a shirt. So I have a grasser pattern. It's kind of like a plain shirt that has this sort of cape effect that goes down into the sleeve, and when I saw it I absolutely loved it, and so I'm thinking of finally sewing that up and perhaps making it into like a shirt dress. I really love shirt dresses, so I'm thinking of doing that. And I think I have another grasser pattern which is more of a plain sort of utility shirt, again, that I might try and make into a shirt dress. But also on my Pinterest board I have a really cute shirt that has, I think it might be like bias binding. Yeah, it looks like bias binding going around the edges of the pocket and the collar and the hem, and it's got a really interesting shape to it. So again, I would really love to do this, and maybe once I have tried the grasser shirt pattern I can kind of like merge the two. So I do have two grasser patterns, so whichever one I think that this sort of bias binding technique might work with would be really interesting to try. Before I get into all of the fabric that I have bought, I did treat myself to two things literally today. The first was a new pair of fabric scissors. The fabric scissors that I bought years ago in IKEA, and they feel really sharp to me. I recently got a new pair of just very random scissors, and I was cutting fabric one day and I just had forgotten to cut out one piece, and so I used these particular scissors to cut out that piece of fabric, and then realised that actually my sewing scissors are fairly blunt. So Fiskars is obviously like a really great brand that's readily accessible for a lot of people, so I did get these. But I've seen these a lot online and they look really good, so I'm really excited to use these and retire my current sewing shears. So I will probably relegate them to cutting out patterns because they are fairly big scissors and somewhat sharp, just probably not sharp enough for fabric. And the other thing that I treated myself to is the Metric Pattern Cutting for Women's Wear book by Winifred Aldrich. I have a folder on my computer that is full of sewing patterns that I've bought over the last 10 or 15 years or so. And the problem is I obviously have been buying them for a very long time, and I feel like your style kind of like changes over the years. So I have a ton of patterns that I have never sewn before actually, and so some of them I look at them like, okay, I could do something with this, I could hack it in some kind of way and create something that I would probably wear now. But as much as I can hack, I don't really know how to draft patterns. I know how to draft patterns for like bags and accessories and things like that, but to draft a bodice block or a trouser block, a sleeve block, your girl doesn't know what she's doing. So I bought this book so I can kind of like learn the fundamentals and the basics, because this year, as I was saying earlier, I do intend to release 2 accessories or bag patterns per month. But I've also set myself a goal, I won't say how many, but I do want to release a few garment patterns this year. So I'm hoping that using this book and treating it like it's my sewing bible, I will be able to meet my goal. I think this book will really help with my pursuit of a really great pair of trousers, or sewing a really great pair of trousers. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Also, just to follow on from this, like I say, this is kind of like my springboard into pattern creation. I do plan on doing a masterclass maybe in Q2 once I've kind of like gotten a hang of the basics at least, on CAD and like digital pattern design and grading and all of that good stuff. But for now, just have this. So onto the fabric. I'm gonna try and go through this quite quickly because there is a lot of fabric. Maybe I will just hit the things that I definitely have a plan for, because like I say, some of it I just bought speculatively, but who knows, maybe I'll end up showing you everything because that's just how I am. So like I said, I did go to Rainbow Fabrics and bought a lot. So this is 2 trips worth of fabric. This is the boucle I was talking about. It's sort of mustard, I'd say mustard and pink. And yeah, I just think that it would make a really great sort of like Chanel inspired perhaps skirt and jacket. When I saw it originally, my plan was to make one of those kind of like cropped jackets that I showed you before, but now I feel like the Chanel vibe will be very cute. Maybe like the Sophie jacket that I showed you would probably look better, because I don't know if this has got like the Chanel look, but I think just the fact that it's a boucle kind of like made me feel like that's the direction I wanted to head in. So I got 3 meters of this. I can't remember how much this was exactly. The guys at Rainbow Fabrics are probably quite sick of me because I haggle so much. But they gave me a really good deal. I do remember that. I don't think I paid more than £25 for the 3 meters. The one thing that I love about Rainbow Fabrics is that it's all dead stock. So obviously saving fabric from landfill is great. There's been a lot of rhetoric online recently about sewing like bed sheets and charity shop fabric and that kind of thing, and I just feel like dead stock is a really great sort of middle ground, I guess. Next up is this smiley face denim. I can't tell whether they're gold or mustard. They're slightly metallic, ever so slightly metallic, but they're embroidered, which I really like. The denim has got a slight stretch to it, but not too much. But I just think it's so cute. My daughter would look great in a little cord made of this, and I am tempted to make my jeans out of this. I also bought this last time, so I probably have about 6 meters in total. I got extra because I know that the falconer pattern uses quite a bit of fabric, and I wanted to make sure that there was enough for both me and my daughter. I have no idea how much that one was. I am estimating that it was around £7 or £8 per meter based on what I paid, but I can't be sure. Next is this really cute green gingham. I'm currently testing a pattern for a pattern maker, and I've already made my first sample of the pattern, but I wanted to make it again in something that I would wear a bit more because I made it in a poly that I just had lying around. So this is 100% cotton. I don't know how good this is gonna look in the style of top that I'm testing, but this was for that. And I also want to try and make some bags out of this because I think gingham is just a vibe, especially when like spring, summer comes around. Like gingham print, love. Rainbow Fabrics has got a lot of like remnant pieces, which is dangerous for somebody like me because I would just pick them up not knowing what I'm gonna make with them, but just because I like them. So this green floral really caught my eye. There's nothing written on the tag about composition, but it feels quite nice, and I was just thinking that I could make my daughter just a pair of like wide leg trousers and maybe like a cute little top for the summer. It's just, I don't know, it's gorgeous. Like, I don't know if I would wear it personally, but I think on her it would look lovely. And then failing that, I think again it would make a really cute bag. When I make bags, it's typically less than ½ meter fabric, so this is 1.3 meters, which should be enough to make her a cord and make my bag. I saw this remnant piece, which is a cotton satin, and I thought that it would also be great for the top that I'm currently testing. Probably better than the gingham, so I might not even use the gingham at all. I picked this up towards the end when I was just, my eyes were all over the place. So yeah, I will definitely use that. I love a polka dot moment. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna have a lot left to make anything matching. It's 3.2 meters. The top pattern is probably gonna use about 2 meters of fabric. So if I could, I'd make something else, but I'll see what's left, and if I can make another garment, great. If not, it will either be a bag or something for my daughter. There's this animal jungle print, which I recently used for a sew along that I did on TikTok, making a Mood Fabrics robe. I originally bought this on my first trip to Rainbow Fabrics, and I saw it and immediately loved it, and I was willing to buy whatever they had for another project that I'm working on to come out a bit later this year. So I was like, do you have more, like, do you have anything? And he was like, no, sorry, these 2 remnants are all we have. And when I went there the other day, he remembered me and he was like, I've got more of that green fabric. And so I bought the last two pieces that they have. So unfortunately it can't go towards the other project. I will probably make another robe because I made the cardinal sin of not checking the size guide completely, and I made the Mood Fabrics Fleur robe, and the robe is very much on the small side. So I will make another one in a bigger size, and I have more fabric to do that now. This bag of fabric is actually for a friend who is going to be making a lot of clothes out of this. I'm not going to be making them. They're going to get a tailor to make them some trousers and that kind of thing. And I just wanted to share because I thought that they were really nice fabrics, especially this stripy one. My daughter actually has a few items that are made from very similar fabrics. I feel like this was heavily on the high street last year. So yeah, I am really looking forward to seeing what is made from these. I got this brown and pink cotton satin. Cotton satin or cotton sateen? I got this because again, trousers. I really want to make some comfy, almost like pajama pants, but not pajama pant trousers that I can just wear out with a t-shirt and a cute little crop jacket. This was a bit more on the expensive side. Because it is 100% cotton and it's one of their new fabrics as well, so they weren't able to give me the kind of like sale price that they were doing on their website, but I had to haggle. So I got a few meters of this. I got 3 meters, but it is extra wide fabric, double this width, which is actually almost 3 meters. So it's a lot of fabric. I absolutely love it. It's really soft. It has just this really nice like buttery richness to it as well. So I'm really looking forward to what I can make out of this. Because there's so much, I will probably make a couple of things and maybe also for my daughter as well. But yeah, I love it. I was thinking of making the fleur robe out of this again, but I might just leave that for my jungle print. I don't want everything to be pajamas. One thing about my wardrobe at the moment is that I just feel like I rewear the same like 15 outfits. So I really want to inject some more me-made things in there. They had this bluey fabric, which I decided that I will use to make something for my daughter. It's cotton. It specifically says, do not use for children's sleepwear. So I can't make my daughter any pajamas out of this. I was thinking of making her just like a little robe that kind of like matched the Mood Fleur robe, but a kid's version obviously. So almost like a spring summer robe. So I'm still thinking about that. If not, I might just make her some bed sheets, a duvet cover and a pillowcase. Maybe in the summer it could be a dress, but I don't know. I just know that it was very cheap. I got a very good price on, I think it's a meter. So yeah. I got this cotton. Looking at it now, I'm not sure why I bought it because it's not really me and I'm not sure what I'll do with it. I've just realised that it's 2 pieces. So I think I've got 2 meters of this. So yeah, maybe a bag, who knows. But for now, I think this is one of those fabrics that I will literally just stash. And then if the perfect project comes along, I will use it. But I didn't buy it for anything specific. I really love the combination of pink and red though. Pink and red, pink and orange. Will never skip a pink and orange fabric. Speaking of, there's this one. It doesn't have any stretch, so it might be a cotton satin. Might be. If not, it might be a blend. It could be a cotton satin. Anyway, whatever it is, it's this cute pink and red dotted fabric that has, are they swallows? And they have a lot of this fabric there, like so much. And this was just a random off cut that they had in their remnant section. So this is 1.35 meters. So I have this, but I know that if I ever want to go back and get more, they have a ton and have it in a couple of different shades also. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to make out of this, but whatever I do decide to make, if I don't have enough, I do have the option to go back and get some more. I don't know. Looking at it, nothing Nothing is coming to mind, but we'll see. I got this green block print cotton. Would you call this a gingham? It's kind of a gingham, but not. But yeah, it is block printed. It says that it's 3 meters, and I'm not sure I believe that. Oh no, yeah, that's 3 meters. But it's a very thin fabric, which I find with block printed fabrics, they do tend to be on the thin side. So again, I'm not sure what this will be. I think I bought it thinking that it could make a great bag, and it definitely could. But again, I would just stash this and then decide what I'm going to do with it at a later date. I don't know how it's looking on camera, but it is green. It's not yellow. To me, in the viewfinder, it looks yellow, but it is a green fabric. It's on the narrow side, which isn't a problem, but again, it's a remnant and it's thin. So I don't know what I will do with it. The next few fabrics are literally bag fabrics. This is a fairly lightweight denim, medium weight denim. Light to medium. This is a light to medium weight denim, just for bags. I don't think I would make anything out of this. It's probably a little bit too out there for me. I think there are probably some people that can pull off a really nice like denim jacket made out of this. But for me, I'm not sure. But for a bag, absolutely. The same goes with this purple cow print. I originally bought it to make bags out of because I don't think I'd wear anything out of this. I think my daughter did say that she would like something made from it. I'm not sure what that would be. We'll see whether I get around to that. But again, definitely bags. This is a stretch denim. Bags. That's all I'm gonna say, bags. I bought a ton. I think I originally ordered 11 meters of this. It was basically everything that they had in stock. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, they only had about 5 meters available. So I've made a few things out of this already. I've made a couple of bags for my friends. I have made myself a really huge origami bag and a mini one for my daughter as well. And I've made myself I think it's Etta sewing pattern mauve coat, which is a dupe of the Damson Madder viral, I think it's trench coat. I don't have any pictures of it because I literally just finished sewing it and needed to wash it because I accidentally marked extra buttonholes where I didn't need to, so I had to wash it to get the chalk out. But yeah, I've made a few things and I still have this this much left and a few sort of scrap pieces around. This may end up being just bags, I think. I'm not really sure if there's anything else that I want to make out of it. I did want to make some jeans out of it, but I don't know if this is the shade of leopard print that I would want to make jeans out of. I don't know if it's a bit too out there. And I also don't know how I feel about having jeans and a coat that match. I also have more leopard print bags that I've made for myself. So I think I'm delving into too much animal print. So yeah, this is probably just going to be bags for sale on my website. But I love a leopard print moment. And that kind of brings us to the end of the fabric. The guys were really lovely and did give me a few random offcuts of other fabrics just for free, just part of the promotion that they were running. So this is an embroidered denim. I've got 2 offcut pieces of this. They're very small, so it will inevitably just be something for my daughter. Maybe some trousers and a cute top. Or a dress. She really likes dresses actually, and she doesn't have a lot of dresses that I've made for her. So yeah, I might make a dress out of this. That would be really cute. Probably about 1.5 meters in total, so not a huge amount. I'd have to be very mindful of what I make just to make sure that I've got enough, but I thought this was very kind. And then I also got this brushed woven fabric. It feels really buttery. I'm sure that it's probably synthetic, but I really liked how it felt. There's just something about it that's very tactile. I might have to do a burn test just to kind of work out what it could be. But I'll also have a look on their website and see if there's anything similar. But it feels so nice. I absolutely love it. Oh, and there's one more. I thought that was everything, but there's one more. And this is probably my most random purchase, I'd say. I'm not really sure what I was thinking when I bought it, and then when I got it home, I was kind of like, why did you buy this? Faux Mongolian fur. It is so soft, like so soft, like can't stop touching it, kind of soft. Shed everywhere already, like absolutely everywhere. When my daughter saw it, she immediately wanted a coat, and I can imagine her in something like big and puffy. The fur's everywhere. I can definitely imagine her wearing it, so I will make her a little coat. And then I was thinking that one of the bag patterns I release could be a cute sort of like furry bag. Beyond that, I have no idea what I'm gonna make with this. This was probably the biggest bargain that I got from there, because I got 3 meters. I don't think I paid more than £10. When I say I haggled with those guys, they're low-key sick of me. So I'm not sure what I'll do with it. It just seemed like it would seem too good to pass up on. So if anyone has any ideas of what I can do with this, it's super thick, super soft, and also super light. That's one of the things that really worries me, especially about making something for my daughter, is that every mark is gonna show up. It's probably gonna stain. So yeah, I might do a few experiments of dyeing it, of working out what I can do with it. But like I say, it just seemed too good to pass up. After all of that, just to let you know, this wasn't sponsored. I paid for all of this with my own money. I wish it was sponsored because I spent a lot of money, but I'm really excited about what I can make. Like I say, quite a few things here can be bags, which means that, you know, once I've sold a few, I've probably made all of the money back that I've bought on fabric. And it means that I will have more me-made pieces in my wardrobe, which is what is really important to me this year. Like I say, I definitely want to be more intentional with my sewing for myself and for my own wardrobe, and making more things for my daughter. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna put all of this fabric away, but if you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. If there's any projects that I have mentioned that you would like me to do a video on, then please leave it in the comments. Or if you have any ideas of things I can make with some of the more questionable fabrics that I bought, then I am all ears. But thank you for watching, and happy sewing.